Okay, really quickly. So I was scrolling through my phone, looking at American News Report, seeing if there is any calls for Atlanta and stuff. And I came across this website. It didn't answer my question. There was no calls, but it was just about talking that they going to a new location inside of Atlanta and stuff like that. But what intrigued me was that one of the things I did find was that it said top ninjas are going to be in Atlanta, and then in parentheses, we, bold letters, think Drew Dressel will be in Baltimore. But, what's it called? But, circumstances, might change. What intrigues me is because, in an interview, Akbar said that Joe Morosky, Chris Wilczewski, and Alyssa Beer were going to be in Baltimore. But what intrigued me was that Drew Dressel in Baltimore, clearly they have a site, clearly have a source that we don't have. Because ANW Nation probably has more specialties. I don't know, whatever it is, I think. What leads me interesting is because I don't think they would ever have Drew and Joe Morosky and Drew Dressel in the same city, as you know. But what intriguing me the most is that I couldn't go to Atlanta because I was going on vacation. So we decided to we're going to go to Baltimore, which is interesting because now apparently Dressel is going to be competing in Baltimore. I'm like, what a coincidence. Now, this is not guaranteed. They said circumstances might change, meaning there might be a situation where, because, it's not always about where you live. It's also about spreading out the good ninjas, and I don't think they would ever put Drew and Joe in the same region. But since Ohio's pretty close, because what's so hard is that Joe and Drew live in the same state. The two top male competitors living in the same state, one of them is going to have to go far. But when you think about it, you got Cincinnati and Baltimore. They're Baltimore. So picture this is Connecticut. This is Baltimore. And then my elbow is like kind of Ohio. Instead of it being like, oh, Atlanta's all the way here is Pennsylvania, and here's this, my hand is Connecticut. It's more of here, and here. You just have to, if you wanted to go to Cincinnati, you'd go here. If you wanted to go to Baltimore, you'd just go here. So either way, I don't think it would be as far as going there. Because think about it, connect to Cincinnati versus Connecticut to Florida. I think Baltimore, they might split it up, and then give Drew. But what's interesting is I felt. Keyword I felt. So I think maybe splitting up Joe and Jeff. But then I'm thinking, what about Miami or Atlanta? You're leaving. The top holds basically holds Atlanta in place. But at the same time, I think Atlanta can hold its own. You got Jesse Graff possibly, Ron Travis possibly, JJ Woods possibly, Neil Craver possibly, James the Beast McGrath. They do maybe because he is not. Well, in an interview last year, he said he wanted to go to Miami and not compete with Alyssa Beard. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he competes in Atlanta. But an interesting dynamic would be him and Drew competing in the same place. So there's many different dynamics. If they both compete in Baltimore, that dynamic. But I feel like then where's Jeff gonna go? Maybe Seattle? I'm thinking then, because I thought the Indianapolis Ninjas would just transfer over to Cincinnati, plus Michelle Murphy, plus maybe Mike Bernardo. And it's interesting, that area, because you don't really have that Midwest as like Indianapolis and Kansas City basically were. So ninjas like Flex, and the other Chicago crew, where they're gonna transfer in, that's a big question. And then as far as that question goes, you would just assume Cincinnati. So you would just say, oh, okay, Cincinnati. And that field could be pretty strong, but I don't know if Isaac's going to come back. If he does, you would assume that could carry its own, because that did carry its own. But, and I got Michelle Workey. It's like, So you got one of the top female competitor of last season, which is Jessie Lebrecq, and then one of the top female competitors in general, Michelle Workey, plus that whole Chicago area. You would assume it could sell its own, but I think to definitely leverage it up, Joe Morosky, so that if Drew ends up competing in Baltimore, you got probably most likely, if that's the case, then you probably got Drew, possibly the Beast, Alyssa Beard, Najee, Jeff, Britton. At the same time, it's probably going to be really stacked. And then as far as, I'm assuming, some Chicago Ninjas might go to Seattle, or some Missouri Ninjas might go to Seattle. Maybe go to Atlanta. That's an interesting dynamic. Or Oklahoma City. So I think there's enough cities for that Midwest region to kind of go down to Oklahoma, that Midwest region to go kind of south or east to Florida, and maybe a little bit northwest to Seattle. So I think there's a Midwest range that's a little bit more, every location's a little bit more west, I think. So as for that's kind of an interesting fact, is like, now I'm truly interested to see how everybody regroups. But one thing is, like, they think so. Because then I'm thinking, maybe Isaac goes down to Atlanta. That would be the big thing. And I think if that is the case, you got Travis Rosen, Isaac Caldero, Jesse Graff, Ryan Stratus, JJ Woods, Neil Craver. Basically everybody but Drew, plus Travis and Isaac. And like I said, Travis is one of my favorite competitors, and I don't really 100% like Isaac, but he is unarguably one of the greatest competitors. So you throw them in the mix, and I think, plus Jesse Graff, it's like, you got a stacked place that doesn't need Drew. But suppose Baltimore does, and you say Joe goes there. The more you think about it, the more it